Des fois c'est bizarre. Pour la travail, il a changé.
That's right, that's what I'm going to say.
To the conference. Thank you as well for waking up such that early to join the plenary. Well, I start my short talk with this slide. Well, I guess all of you can read French. Tour capitale mondiale des ultrasons. Serge Babary, so I will give the mic to the mayor of the city.
Welcome to Tour City. Je veux saluer M. Bocas qui a eu la bonne idée d'organiser à Tours ce symposium, et je l'en remercie. J'ai évidemment un plaisir redoublé à vous accueillir ce matin pour l'ouverture de votre symposium et je vous souhaite un bon séjour dans notre ville. Merci.
To Philippe, the president of the university, we probably want to have short translation of the speech of the mayor. So Charles will just say in a short way what the mayor has said.
And he's suggesting that TOUR has focused its economic development strategy on supporting research and innovation. This policy has engendered many, among others, creations of 4 clusters, and in particular the cluster S2, E2, which is a smart electricity cluster. Thank you very much.
I'm very happy that Philippe accepted our invitation. So Philippe Hendricks is a professor and he's the president of the University of Tours.
Thank you, Monsieur le Maire, dear colleagues, dear friends. I'm twice honored to be here. First of all, because I'm a music historian. So to be in a conference on ultrasound to start the academical year is something which touched me. Even though I wish you will play a good concert for 2-3 days. I don't know how long you will be here. I think 2 days, 3 days. And I am sure the whole city of Tours will sound with ultrasonic for 3 days. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I would like to take this opportunity to thank again the mayor of the city and the president of the university. I'm continuing my presentation just to show you in a few slides some information about the conference. Okay. So we have, similarly to previous years, we have about a third coming from North America and a third from Asia. And because it's in Europe this year, so we have a little bit more participation from European countries. In number of attendance, as of September 8th, we have about 1,200 registrations. About a third of them are students, so in this conference try to encourage students to participate to the conference, and more than 100 of them, they received the travel support from the society. In this year's edition, we had some special events. So yesterday took place an event which is called Industry Student Networking, and the objective of this gathering was to have students in network with industrial people. So I think it was a successful meeting yesterday. We will be recording the videos during the oral sessions. You will have a form available in the room, and if you want to give or not your consent, so you just have to fill in this. And finally, I would like also to thank the local organizing committee, just put some pictures, and all the volunteers you have seen with white t-shirts. And I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Yash. So good morning, everyone, and as the president of the Ultrasonics, Ferroelectrics, and Frequency Control Society of the IEEE, I also would like to welcome everyone to tour and anticipate what seems to be turning out to be an excellent conference. And for this, I think I would also like to thank the organizing and technical committees, as Yash has done, but especially since he didn't thank himself, thank Yash as well. Let's please all give them a round of applause. Hopefully you do that, whether you do or not. Again, I wish you a very successful conference. And next up is Jan Brown for the awards ceremony.
Welcome to the awards portion of the opening plenary session. Today we're going to be presenting the Ultrasonics Awards, of which there are 3, the Society Awards and the IEEE Fellows. To begin, Yu Kang.
Good morning, my name is Yu Kang Yong. I happen to be the chair for 2 awards today. And the first one is the IEEE IEEE Early Career Investigator Award, and award recognizes the outstanding achievements of a researcher with 1 to 10 years of experience in the area of ultrasonics and its applications. Winner for this Early Career Investigator Award, Professor Alfred Yu from University of Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. And Professor Stuart Foster from the University of Toronto will describe the contributions of Professor Alfred Yu.
So, putting the spotlight on Alfred, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that Alfred is an individual who has bounced around a fair amount, and that's a real understatement. So he was born in Hong Kong, and when he was a young man, he and his family moved to an interesting city in Canada called Calgary. And Alfred grew up in Calgary and attended high school and university and got his undergraduate degree. And then he had to make an important decision. What was he going to do with the rest of his life? And I think he made a very important and strategic decision at that point to go to Toronto to be with us. So his citation reads, for impactful inventions in ultrasound flow imaging and key discoveries in therapeutic ultrasound biophysics. Alfred, congratulations.
Thank you. It's really a big honor for me to be selected for this award. This huge token of encouragement not only to me, but to everyone in my research lab. And last but most important, I wish to thank my wife, Sarah. I wish to thank her for supporting me and making a big move back to Canada. It's also a big decision for her, and I'm pretty sure that we are going to have some very fun times ahead. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Well, that was the first award. The second award now is for the IEEE Carl Helmut Hurst Ultrasonics Award. And let me just talk a few words about this award. This award recognizes the investigator with 10 to 25 years of experience demonstrating a track record of scholarly publications, technical reports, and/or inventions and patents. And I'm very honored to announce this award for Professor Vincent Ward, University of Burgundy, Besançon, France.
Dear Vincent, cher Vincent, your career started in '94 and then you did your PhD degree and later on your research accumulated at becoming a research director at CNRS, being linked to the University of Bourgogne. Dear Vincent, congratulations with your award.
Thank you so much, Yokong and Kun, for your very kind words. I am deeply grateful to the Ultrasonics Award Committee and to the UFFC Society as a whole for selecting me for this award. This is really a very important milestone in my life. What to do next? I guess I will keep on with science, because this is the only thing that I know how to do, and I want to keep on with the beautiful physics of light and sound. So thank you very much.
It's my pleasure to introduce you today the recipient of the 2016 Rayleigh Award. And just as a reminder of who we named this award after, we all recognize Lord Rayleigh in this picture and the many contributions that he has made to ultrasound that probably impacts the research life of each one of us in here. And in naming this award after Lord Rayleigh, somewhere I have to push a button, something will happen. Achievement within the UFFC Society in the field of ultrasonics. The achievement may be technical innovations, research, education, publications, and related professional endeavors. Typically, the recipient will have demonstrated his accomplishment over a sustained period of time, and it gives me a great pleasure and honor to announce that the recipient for this year is Professor James Miller from Washington University in St. Louis, and to do the laudation, Professor Matt O'Donnell from the University of Washington.
So as you heard, Jim Miller is the recipient of the 2016 Rayleigh Award, and the citation is for pioneering sustained in high-impact research in ultrasonic tissue characterization and quantitative echocardiography. And the two major pieces of work which he's recognized in this award, he was the first to recognize the role and both the negative, primarily negative impact of phase aberration on ultrasonic measurements in biomedicine. And he is known for the very systematic and thorough mapping of the anisotropic properties of the heart, and then developing methods for those to be compensated in real-time ultrasound imaging. Judy and Jim were married a long time ago now, in 1966, and their son Doug was born in 1974. There is Judy in 1986 when she earned her PhD in molecular biology from WashU. And then Doug's graduation from college and then from law school, and in fact they're at the law school graduation with his wife Karen. And they have been productive as well, Jim. Having two young girls, and I've seen the thousands of photos, so I know how much you and Judy care about this. Christian led. Jim took on this guy quite a while ago, W.E. Murner, who did pretty well, who won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2014. So please join me in congratulating Jim as the 2016 recipient of the Rayleigh Award.
Well, this award really reflects the creativity and hard work of the many students with whom I've had the pleasure of working. Undergraduate, graduate students, postdoctoral students. In every way, I accept the award really on their behalf. In 1966, two wonderful opportunities came along. One was joining that ultrasonics lab of Dan Bola. The other was asking the former Judy Kelvin to marry me. I'm happy to report that 50 years later, both of those choices worked out so very well. I'd like to leave you with these words. The highest goal to which any professor can aspire is to be an outstanding teacher. The success of one's students is certainly the most satisfying award.
So I have the pleasure of introducing the Society Awards, and of which there are 4. The Achievement Award is the highest society award, and it's presented to a member in special recognition of outstanding contributions. Significant technical contributions, significant publications, as well as service to the society. The recipient is selected by the awards committee from nominations submitted by the general membership. The general membership is you. And for all of these awards, without you, there would be no nominations, and we wouldn't be able to present any awards. This year's recipient of the Achievement Award is David Allen, and this award was presented at the Frequency Control Symposium. And his work, primarily known for work in frequency control, atomic standards, stability analysis, timescale algorithms, and timekeeping devices. And he wrote a book called It's About Time book. You can look that up, it's abouttime.com. The Distinguished Service Award is a second award that we have, and wait a minute, that's your job, isn't it? No, mine. It recognizes long-term support of the society's activities, and this is really sustained engagement in the society's management, administration, innovative things to move the society forward and to make it interesting for you, including managing our conferences. The recipient, again, is selected by nominations from the general membership, and to present this award will be Keith Ware.
Yeah, thank you, Jan. I'm another former postdoc with Jim Miller, but that's not why I'm here today. I'm here to present the Distinguished Service Award to Jian Yu Liu. Jian Yu finished high school just after the Cultural Revolution ended in 1976, so he was among the first generation of Chinese students after the Cultural Revolution allowed to go directly from high school to university, instead of relocating to the countryside for years to live as a peasant in what was called the re-education of intellectuals at the time. The picture shows Jian Yu with his master's project, which analyzed aircraft and road noises using a Z80 single-board processor, which Jian Yu programmed in assembly language. His PhD research involved ultrasound image reconstruction algorithms. In 1988, he came to the Mayo Clinic as a postdoc and stayed there for 9 years, achieving the rank of associate professor. Since 1997, he's been a full professor at the University of Toledo. On the left is Jian Yu with the family that he was born into. And on the right is Jian Yu with his wife, Li Lin, son Alex, and daughter Emily. In 2001, Jian Yu was the technical program chair of the symposium when it was held in Atlanta, and that was right after the 9/11 attacks. And as technical program chair, Jian Yu had to work hard to adjust the technical program after many presenters understandably canceled their travel to the symposium. But thanks to Jian Yu, the symposium was very successful. As editor-in-chief from 2002 to 2007, Jian Yu instituted a major transition from paper-based to electronic manuscript handling, and he also introduced multimedia to the transactions on ultrasonics, ferroelectrics, and frequency control. As general program chair of this symposium in 2008 in Beijing, Jian Yu developed a new internet system for abstract submission and review. And the system has been so successful and so easy for submitters and reviewers that the symposium is still using it 8 years later and plans to use it next year. He's been on the administrative committee from 2014 to 2015. He was the president of our parent society. He's been a member of 3 very important committees. He's been very involved in symposium organization and the chair of several important committees as well. At the IEEE level, Jan Yu is on 3 very important committees. In 1992, he received the award for the outstanding paper in IEEE transactions on ultrasonics, ferroelectrics, and frequency control, and that was for his fundamental research in X-waves, which are limited to fraction bins. He is a fellow of the IEEE, the American Institute of Ultrasound Medicine, and the American Institute of Medical and Biological Engineering. Congratulations, Jan Yu.
Thank you, Keith, for your great introduction, and also thanks, Jane. It's my great honor to receive this award. As Keith mentioned, I started to serve UFFC Society as a member of a subcommittee to help Russian scientists from the former Soviet Union to attend the 1994 International Ultrasonics Symposium in Cannes, France, also in France. Later, in various roles that I assumed in the UFFC Society, I was helped and mentored by many of our great leaders, such as Dr. James Greenleaf, Dr. Bill O'Brien, Dr. Jim Brown, and many others. Dr. Greenleaf is a former president of the UFFC Society, and who also was my postdoc advisor and mentor. And he sets a good example for me. Dr. O'Brien selected me to serve as the TPC chair of the 2001 IEEE IUS, which was held in Atlanta, Georgia. Dr. Jim Brown selected me to serve as the editor-in-chief of the IEEE transactions on UFFC for 6 years. I'm very grateful for all of them, as well as others who worked with me for their great contributions. In addition, I would like to thank the awards committee, my nominator, the IEEE UFFC that gives me opportunities to serve. And last but not least, I would like to thank my wife, Dr. Li Ling, who not only supported greatly my services to the society, but also had helped the UFFC Society conferences as a volunteer directly. Thank you very much.
The Outstanding Paper Award is one of the most challenging awards to adjudicate. We look at all of the papers published in one volume. That's a year's worth of papers. It's around 200 papers a year, and try to decide which one is the most outstanding. There's a new process for examining these papers, and it involves many of you sitting in the audience. For the UFFC Awards, the committees serve anonymously. No one knows who is on the awards committee, save for me. About 70 of you. And it varies from year to year. So when I send you an invitation to participate in this, I would sure appreciate a yes. And it was published in 2015, and 189 papers were considered. In the selection, the papers are looked at. This year's winner is the 4D ultrafast shearwave imaging by a team of people, 14 different reviewers, to arrive at the final decision. And accepting the award on behalf of the team is Mikhail Hunter.
very much, Jan, for this introduction, and thank you for everybody. We are really extremely honored on behalf of people, my colleagues on the paper. I would like really to thank the award committee for this great award. We are really extremely in our lab. Thank you very much for this award, and thank you for the UFFC committee.
It's my pleasure to call your attention to the Distinguished Lecturer Award. I'm Bernie Tittman, the subcommittee chair. This award was established in 1979 and consists of a certificate and reimbursement for an international lecture tour of 20 to 30 lectures. So the criteria are listed here and on the web. And nominations are solicited from the UFFC membership through all three standing committees. And the selection is made annually by a subcommittee. So we now have, I'm very proud, 2 distinguished lecturers, each serving staggered 18-month terms. And so that means that at any given time, there are actually 3 distinguished lecturers serving the society, one finishing the tour, one beginning, and one preparing their tour. And the current distinguished lecturers are Susan Trollier-McKinstry, Patrizia Tavella, Mustafa Fateh, Paul Murad, and David Howe. And so Kathy Ferreira is also a distinguished lecturer until December 2018. So I'd like to call your attention to this award, and I'd like to ask you to do 2 things. One is invite them to your organization, to your institute for a nice lecture, and then also contribute to nominations to this award. Thank you.
The IEEE has levels of membership, and member or student member, then member, and senior member, and then fellow. And IEEE fellows are the ones that, with extraordinary accomplishments in any field of IEEE's interests. And they're conferred by the board of directors, and no more than 1/10 of 1% of the membership may be elevated to fellow in any given year. You can't be elevated to fellow unless you're a senior member. So for those of you sitting in the audience who haven't become senior members, please go to the IEEE website and become a senior member. You can self-nominate, and I encourage you to do this. And once you do that, then you can be considered for fellow. And this year's fellow for IEEE from the UFFC Society was Stuart Foster. Stuart, raise your hand or stand, for contributions to development and commercialization of ultrasound technology. Please give Stuart a hand. And this concludes the awards presentation, and I thank you for your attention.
This here is the pyramid of Kukulkan in Chichen Itza. This is a place where I went on a field trip with my good friend Michel Versluis. There was a good reason why we went there, because we were on an acoustic mission. This was during the Acoustical Society of America in 2002, and we were basically looking forward to visit this place. This is this pyramid. The thing that happened, this building that was built in 800 something after Christ, is Benedict Palazzo Bertolon and Jean-Christophe Vallière from the University of Poitiers. Please help me welcome them.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for this beautiful introduction. Dear colleagues, before getting in the heart of the matter, I would like to thank Ayash Buakas and Frédéric Pata for their invitation this morning. It is truly an honor for us to present our researches on the acoustic parts in the frame of this plenary session of the International Ultrasonic Symposium.